the rhombus. This is our rhombus, which is another type of quadrilateral. Now, in fact, a rhombus is a type of a parallelogram. It's a specific parallelogram. I know this because it shares characteristics of a parallelogram. In order for a shape to be classified as a rhombus, it needs 4 straight lines. And it needs both or 2 sets of opposite lines that are parallel. So this is very similar to a parallelogram. Parallelograms also needed 4 straight lines and also needed 2 sets of parallel lines. So now I have to think, how is a rhombus different than our parallelogram? Our rhombus is different because all my sides have to be equal in length. A parallelogram did not require that all sides were equal in length, but a rhombus, all sides have equal length. And additionally, the opposite angles are the same size. So let's check with our characteristics if these shapes are considered rhombuses. Now, I need parallel sides, 2 sets of them. So let's do that first. Let's see if every set has parallel sides. I see that they all have 4 lines, which is why I skipped that first characteristic. So let's check for parallel. I'm going to use my straight edge. Take it, line it up, move it down, and it fits perfectly. So those 2 are parallel. Take my line right here, move it slowly down, and they're perfectly fed. So right now, this looks like it could be a rhombus. It has my parallel lines, it has 4 lines, but I need to check if it is a rhombus by looking at the side length. They have to be equal. So let's take a look at my ruler. If I use my ruler, this whole shape looks to be about 1 inch. Okay. This side over here is also 1 inch. This bottom one is 1 inch as well. It hits that 1 inch mark. And this side is also 1 inch. So all of the sides are the same length. We show that by putting just a line through each side. So they all have the same length, and they have 2 sets of parallel lines. This is a rhombus. And I'm going to put my notations down. Parallel equals same length. So let's check this shape structure and see if it is a rhombus. First, check for parallel. Those are parallel. They matched up perfectly. Check our sides. And those match up perfectly. Now let's check to see if they all have the same or equal length. This one seems to be the entire length of the top of my ruler. That's 2 inches. This line down here is also 2 inches, that entire length. This line over here is also 2 inches. And this one's also 2 inches. They're all the same length of the side of my ruler, which means they all have the same length, which means that this structure too is a rhombus. Now let's check out the structure. Already I can see that maybe not all sides are equal, but let's check just to make sure. First, we're going to check for parallel. Move it down and they match, so those two lines are parallel. Move it over, and those two lines are parallel. But now we have to check for lengths. This line right here is 2 inches, this top line. This side line is definitely less than 2 inches. It's a little over an inch. So they're already not matching up. This side is 2 inches, and this side is a little over an inch, just like this side was. So these two sides matched in length, and these two sides matched in length. But not all of them matched in length. So this, I apologize, this is not a rhombus. This is not a rhombus. Not all sides matched in length. But what is it then? Not all sides match in length, so it's not a rhombus. But it is a parallelogram because it has two sets of parallel sides and opposite sides match in length. This is a parallelogram. I don't want to cross it off because it's a good example of a parallelogram, but I'm going to put not